bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
And welcome back to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Steve Swat. My guest this segment is Steve Cohn, a member of the City Council, City of Sacramento. Thanks for being back with us.
My pleasure.
Well, let's start off talking about the issue that seems to sort of dominate much of the discussion at the City Council and the city level. Since 1921, we've had a system in the City of Sacramento where the City Council shares power, but much of the authority is in the hands of the city manager, and the mayor, Kevin Johnson, has put forward a measure that will be on the ballot next year in June that gives the City of Sacramento a much stronger, much more authoritative mayor.
That's right, and it's caused quite a bit of controversy.
And you voted to put it on the ballot in June, but you do not agree with this proposal.
Well, that's correct. I did vote to put it on the ballot because it did get all the signatures and more that it required. So it was really sort of a clerical thing to put on the ballot. But in terms of the substance, I do think we need a stronger mayor and council versus city manager. I think it's time the city's grown enough that we need a method of government that's more in line with other larger cities. I do have a problem with the particular measure that's on the ballot because it, in my opinion, doesn't contain enough checks and balances. So I'd like to see an alternative put on the ballot that would have a stronger mayor that would share power with the council in lieu of the city manager, but have more checks and balances.
And I know some of the arguments against this proposal are that it would give the new mayor or the next mayor too much budget authority, and also hiring, I guess, over 800 or so people. But couldn't the city council turn down some of these hires, and couldn't the city council also change the mayor's budget?
Right, and frankly, that's one of the arguments made by those who support the initiative, is that it still gives the council that opportunity. I think the problem I see is I actually don't want to see the council involved in the hiring of 800 people either. I do believe for the top positions, department heads, certainly executive level, it is appropriate for council and mayor to have that choice. But when you get into the lower level supervisors on down, I think it's better to have more of a civil service system than a spoils system, which is what I would worry about.
You alluded to this just a minute ago, but there's a feeling that if you really want to move Sacramento forward, I mean, get things done, whether it's the arena or the downtown, the waterfront area, the K Street Mall, you need more than just a figureheaded mayor.
And I agree with that. I think you do. And so I think Mayor Johnson has the right idea and concept. I think it's a question of fashioning an alternative that does that, but does it in a way that ensures we won't have corruption or other problems that you see when there are not adequate checks and balances.
And are we likely to see that alternative on
I think we are, but it'll be an interesting debate because the council's split fairly much down the middle, so I'm not sure whether we'll get 5 votes for an alternative or not, but I'm hopeful that we will.
This issue, though, has in fact fractured that city council, hasn't it, to some degree?
To some degree, although I think a large part of that split had to do with the election, because you really had an unprecedented election last year in which someone who very well known outside politics came in, first time runs for office against an incumbent mayor that most of the council had supported. So obviously you have leftover from that, but certainly the strong mayor issue has further compounded some of those tensions. But I'm sure we'll get back or get through this eventually. But June of 2010 will be very interesting.
All right. Well, we're out of time. Next time you come back, we'll have to talk about some other charter reform efforts, because a lot is going on in the city of Sacramento. But Steve Cohn, thanks for coming by.
My pleasure.
And thanks to our viewers for watching Comcast Newsmakers. We hope to see you next time.